Welcome to BioNEET. Today we'll discuss the anatomy. That is TS of dicot root. It is very small topic, but most of the questions they'll ask from that diagrammatical questions. So TS means a transverse section of dicot root. We'll start from that. The root, the outermost layer of the root is called epidermis, or it is also called as epiblema. So the epidermis or epiblema, it develops some outgrowth like appendages. The outgrowth like appendages are called root hair. So here unique point is there. The root hair are always unicellular. These root hairs are always unicellular. Suppose you go for that stem, stem hairs are multicellular, but root hairs are unicellular. So epidermis, it is consists of a single layer of cell and made up of parenchymal cells. Below this epidermis, the remaining part we call as cortex, and cortex it will be continue. So the below the epidermis up to endodermis. Endodermis, it is the boundary wall of the cell. So in this boundary wall of the cell, epidermis to endodermis, the total part we call as cortex. So cortex, it is the middle part of the root. It is undergo ground tissue system. So what is called endodermis? Here cortex, it is consist of parenchymal cells and it has some gap is there. See that this is the gap, and the gap between the each cells we call as intercellular space. Intercellular space are found in cortex of root. Clear? We are discussing about this is the dicot root. Okay. So what is the characteristic feature of dicot root means in dicot root the xylem tissues are they arranged in number, that maybe it will 4 to 6 in number, and you know that in root the arrangement of in root are exarch condition. EXARCH. Exarch condition. So what is the meaning of exarch condition? Means here xylem tissues are there, protoxylem and metaxylem. Metaxylem towards the center or middle part is called pith, and protoxylems are towards the peripheral. This type of arrangement of xylem tissue we call as exarch condition. So in exarch condition here, dicot root, it has the four groups are there, and these four groups are surrounded by a patch-like structure is called phloem. Now see the phloems. Phloems are the arranged the outer side of the vascular bundle or the peripheral region of the vascular bundle, and xylem tissues are just towards the inner towards the phloem. And now this is the phloem and xylem tissue. See, this is the xylem tissue and these are the phloem tissue. Now the xylem tissue and phloem tissue are segregated or separated by group of tissue is there we call as conjugative tissue. So what is called conjugative tissue means here one group of tissue which can separate the xylem and phloem tissue. So this is here is there in this group of tissue which can separate the xylem and phloem tissues we call as conjugative tissue. Now come to this boundary wall we call as endodermis. So here specific characteristic feature is there. Endodermis means in root hairs they conduct the water from the soil, and the water will be entered into the cortex, and then it will be entered into the endodermis. Endodermis to come to that vascular tissue or conducting tissue that is called xylem tissue. Okay. So now the endodermis they apply the water from one side only. That means from root hairs or from the soil to xylem tissue. So reverse water flow should be prevented by endodermis. Now we can say the endodermis of dicot root. It is consist of two types of walls are there. See that here. The endodermis it is consist of two types of wall. So like that is there. This type of wall we call as tangential wall. So one group of tangential wall is there in oblique manner, and after this another group of walls they form. These are called radial wall. Now you can see the tangential wall and radial wall together form that middle part of the endodermis, and here the depositors of the chemicals, or you can say that casprin stripe. So casprin stripe, it will be waxy layer. The casprin stripe, which is waxy layer, it can prevent the movement of reverse movement of the water from the xylem tissue to outside. Now I can here find out that endodermis. This is the endodermis, the outermost layer like vascular bundle. You can see that endodermis consists of tangential wall and radial wall, and it has the casprin stripe is there. Now a unique feature is casprin stripe only found in the dicot root and monocot root. So casprin strips are absent in stem. Okay, now I come the point here. The middle part is called pith, and pith is narrow in dicot root. Pith is narrow, dicot root, and xylem tissues are that arranged in a 4 to 6 in number. These are the specific characteristic feature of the dicot root. So we can differentiate that dicot root to monocot root. Very simple. Same, all parts are available in monocot root also, transfer section of monocot root. But difference is that here that the number of xylem tissues are 4 to 6, but in monocot root the xylem tissue will be more. We can say that polyarch condition. In monocot root, the number of xylem tissues are more than 6 to 8. That's why it is called polyarch. So polyarch condition is found in a monocot root, and here that it consists of 4 to 6 xylem in dicot. That is the small difference. Remaining all characters are same from dicot, TS of dicot root and monocot root. Clear? So this is about that anatomy or internal structure of dicot root. Like, share and subscribe my channel. If you have any query, you can write in my comment box.